Got Duncan Nolan here from the 1066 specials. We've got a wonderful commemorative sort of charity game coming up for Roger Lee. First of all, Duncan, tell us about what's 1066 specials about and how did it all start?
Well, it started with a guy called Harold Lawrence. He's the founder of the club. I think it was, there's obviously a lot more information on our website, but I think it was to do with he had some grandchildren or relatives that couldn't get into the mainstream football, couldn't really get into their school football, autism, Asperger's, kids are seen as quite different. So he thought, well, I'll make my own club up. It started with a handful of players, one or two coaches, to where it is today. So obviously we've got a lot to thank Harold for. He still comes down and watches us every now and then and wishes us luck. So that's where it started. And we've continued that. He started that about 12 to 14 years ago now.
Yeah.
So it's either in its 13th, 14th year, something like that. You have to forgive me on facts, figures and details. I turn up, I coach, I go home. So and I just deal with the Facebook stuff. So
well, don't worry, I might get him on. At some point. It's, obviously all this is about today. We're just trying to highlight this great cause, and also that you've got this event coming up. So don't worry, fellows.
Yeah, no, that's good. He will talk. Our AGMs we've cut down from about 3.5 to 4 hours, and I think 2.5 hours is Harold's slot.
Get Harold versus Billy Wood, mate. It'd be like a Fidel Castro speech that goes on for about 4 hours.
Yeah, but everything he says is absolutely genuine. It comes straight from the heart, and like I say, the club wouldn't be where it is today if it wasn't for all the effort and everything that he put in. So that's where it is. To where we are today. So today we have some of the highest qualified coaches around that studied some of the disabilities, the Asperger's, the autism. We have parents on board whose kids are at the club. We welcome parents, carers and guardians to any of the to be on the committee meeting, because we like that input. We like to know if we're doing right or wrong, and 99% of the time it's all positive. So it's just about getting everybody involved, and then we can run it completely as smooth as possible.
Okay, well, so in terms of getting involved, if anyone wants to come along, like where do you play, and also like if they want to participate, how do they get in contact with you?
Right, the first point of contact I'd say is on Facebook, good old Facebook, and it's just the 1066 Specials FC. That's all you put in the search bar, and it comes up. And there's kind of free voluntary admin, if you like, that run that, so you can get a response pretty quick. All the details, past history, blah, 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 is on the 1066specials.org.uk website. And how you get involved is you send a message, you come down, we play at Bexhill College, which is at Penlem Road, and the first session's free, and, we tell, like, parents, carers, guardians, to obviously stay with the player, just for the first few sessions.
Not an excuse to run off down the pub or restaurant while their kids being entertained.
I had that with so many football teams. Not going off track, but I did St Paul's. I just did a free sort of like 5 week, during the summer holidays to give all the kids somewhere to go and everything.
Yeah.
And I was waiting there for hours for parents. I think all us coaches and managers have done that. And they pull up and they've done their Asda shop, their Tesco shop, and you're like, I can't have been sitting here for 45 minutes with your kid. Yeah. I've done my bit, just had a free session, put your kid up on time. But it is, it's just obviously because we're special needs, and some of the kids find some of the noise in the crowd's like slightly difficult.
Yeah.
So they always look over when you have a child, depending on where they are on a spectrum, that comes over for the first time. You just notice that they're always looking up to see if mum's there, if dad's there, if granddad's there, and within 2-3 weeks of being at the club, they're running out the car, running onto the pitch.
Great stuff.
With their little click. So that's what we like to see. But it's after that it's £3, and then I've got to mention the gaffer Paul Anderson, who is OCD about shin pads. He is the shin pad man. I think he bought about 50 pairs and hands them out, even to the over 18s and the Prem.
All right.
But that's for insurance purposes, obviously, and a drink and any meds, and then you're good to go. It's basically turn up and crack on.
Duncan, let's talk about this game coming up. So,
yeah, sure.
Scott Price has said how much Roger was respected. Like, fill us in on him and the significance of the game.
Right. Obviously, Roger is with was married to Val. Still is married to Val. Val was on our committee. Lovely, lovely lady. Lovely, lovely family. And he's a phenomenal man. I would just say he's a lovely man with a heart of gold, and he had the classic carry-on era sense of humour.
Yeah.
He was admired by many clubs, not just Hollingston and Rye. There's many other clubs that he's involved in, and 1066. A gentleman, really, that's going to be missed. Good banter, good goalkeeper coach, and just generally loved by everyone that met him. Really, nice guy.
Yeah. So the game. So the game itself is the 29th at the Gibbons.
29th at the Gibbons.
Yeah, and that's at midday. So anyone who doesn't know what the Gibbons is, that's Hollington. In terms of the game itself, obviously we've had a conversation before, but like it was
sure.
You were saying it's going to be a fun day.
It's going to be, let's hope, for a kind of fun, testimonial, slapstick game, if you like. And I know that I've received about 70 plus messages off our group last night because all the boys want me to mention them so they can hear themselves.
Oh, good.
But they just, a lot of these lads are from the Saxon Mount School who do an absolutely fantastic job. Dommy Clark down there, and Dan, I don't know Dan's surname, but I've met him a few times. And I have tens of thousands of names in my head, and I still call some of the people that have been with us 5 years by different names because it's one of them things. I'm getting older as well, but they're great, fantastic teachers down there, and Ben Hall used to be a teacher down there. But they're, these kids are dying to. I took them out of the school about 3 years ago. Went and done some free sessions for Saxon Mount. It's something we do. We reach out to the community and ask, would anybody like us to come in and do a few fun coaching sessions, and then we try and recruit players that are not getting games. We don't recruit players that are already in teams. We don't poach or anything like that. Yeah. It's just lads that are dying to play football, but they, are slightly shy because of their conditions, or, not backward and coming forward, if you like. So we kind of take that shyness away from them and say, right, get in this game. This is where we want. We're turning you into your own sort of superstar.
Yeah.
Which is what we do, because we got these lads from Saxon Mount. All they've been raving about, I mean, they've changed in the last sort of 2 years since we've had them, is about playing their teachers, and we knew that most of their teachers play for Hollington.
Yeah.
So that's why we contacted Scott and just said, look, these lads are up for it. I don't know. I think they know what they're up for. They've never played an 11-a-side pitch, and they've never played, on grass.
Yeah.
So it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
We'll see where we go from there.
Well, anyone will want to watch a teachers versus students game, because they know it's going to kick off, isn't it? I mean, it's going to be. To be
honest with you, these guys always want players to be coaches, and some of us coaches are getting on, and some of us coaches, we've told you last time, we've got about 2 stones since lockdown. So it's they always want that, and what we do, we build up to that. So is put in like 3 or 4 decent sessions, and and then take us on. But I get a lot of the lads from the Sussex Coast College that are doing all the sports, and I put sort of like 7, 8 lads together there. My son, Jamie Nolan, he's part of the college. So him and a load of his mates have come over and played us, which has given our boys such phenomenal games. And because of what these lads have done, they've really upped our lads, if you like. So, you play with better, you get better.
Oh, excellent.
So been some really good competitive games from these lads at the college, and really appreciate them coming over, even if it does mean I have to leave an hour early to go and pick everyone up from every single part of the town.
Yeah. But, there's always a price to pay.
There's always a price to pay. There really is. But they're good lads, and I had one talk with them about a year ago. Just that, look, some of our lads are like 6'5" and built like the Hulk, but they're slightly different. So, and trying to explain to these lads, in layman's terms, what the football means to these guys. So if you see one of our players through on goal, one of our players scoring, they will talk about it for weeks. They go back to their little groups and talk about it for weeks. Parents, carers, and we get like messages from the parents saying, "Oh, he's still buzzing. He's still buzzing 3 days later." So if you're through on goal and you've got a chance to square it, and you know, you might have to do that a few times, but how much a goal means to these players is that's what we're about as a club.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be an excellent day. Now, I noticed something on Facebook just before we've spoken about. You've got some nice sort of trophies and stuff to present at the game.
Yeah, you're getting me in so much trouble. We wanted 5 players and mix it up with 5 has-been coaches. So we had 10 people, and I can't leave anyone out. So I've got all these kids. Well, what about me? Oh, okay, you can come. Well, what about me? Oh, yeah, you can come. What about me? Well, you haven't been to training for 7 weeks, but yes, you can come. And I had another one last night as well. It was his dad, and he's the loveliest man you'll ever meet. And he sent me such a nice message. I was like, oh my God, you can come. And then I just had to write in the group, look, lads, there was only supposed to be 10. I think we've got 15. So, you know, some of you might have to wait a week or so for the trophies. But the trophies are everything that we've recycled, that we've had left over from, you know, the previous tournaments, AGMs and all that lot. So it's just, I took them down to Top Flight and just said, look, you know,
do your magic,
the writing on them, and clean them up, which they have done. And obviously we've got, we've had Roger a memorial plate made. So hopefully Val can get in amongst a nice team photo at the end of it, and you know, and hold the trophy up for a nice photo op. I think she'll absolutely love that.
Oh, lovely.
And Kieran will love it too.
Okay. All right. Well, look, unless there's anything else you want to mention, Duncan, we'll leave it there.
No, it's just we just pray for good weather. To be honest with you, and so we like I say, really excited, really looking forward to it. The boys are buzzing. I wish I never made up the messenger group now, because my phone does not stop pinging. And but just like I say, pray for good weather, and just hope everyone can makes it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I know. To me, it sounds great. I'm going to be down there myself. I'm going to try and encourage as many people to come down there as well. It's all for a good cause. British weather. I mean, just outside while we're talking, there's a howling gale going on. So let's hope. Well. Let's see how it goes. Anyway, Duncan, pleasure. Take care, and I'll see you on the 29th.
Yep, looking forward to it, mate. You take care as well.